estimated that 70% of adults will need some type of long-term care in their lives. And even though Medicare does cover skilled nursing facility care and nursing home care, that's actually not the same thing as long-term care. So is long-term care insurance worth it, and is it right for you? So first and foremost, original Medicare absolutely does not cover long-term care. It covers skilled nursing facility care and nursing home care, but they are absolutely not the same thing, at least in the eyes of Medicare. So with Medicare, a skilled nursing facility is really designed to recover after treatment for an illness or an injury in a hospital. For long-term care, there's no specific inciting incident. With a skilled nursing facility, you're going to receive rehabilitative and habilitative services, and that's not necessarily the case in a long-term care, but you will likely receive therapeutic services in a group health daycare. In a skilled nursing facility, long-term conditions would disqualify you. So somebody with Alzheimer's would not qualify for a skilled nursing facility, whereas long-term care is designed for long-term conditions that people don't necessarily expect to recover from. Skilled nursing facility care, you will of course receive skilled nursing treatment. So if you need IVs changed or wounds dressed, medications, etc. Long-term care is really for assistance with activities of daily living, which are bathing, dressing, toileting, transferring, which is getting in and out of a bed or a chair, eating, and continence. And then of course skilled nursing facilities are covered by Medicare, whereas long-term care is not. Now, considering how common long-term care is, this is a pretty significant blind spot for original Medicare. That being said, original Medicare really does offer comprehensive coverage, and if you'd like to learn more about Medicare, make sure to subscribe. And of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can reach us in the comments below or at the number on the screen. We are licensed nationwide, and there is absolutely no charge for our services. And don't forget to like this video. There are several types of long-term care, the first of which is a home health aide. A home health aide is ideal for someone who wishes to age in place. A home health aide will assist you in those activities of daily living by visiting you in the home. The 6 ADLs are caring for incontinence, dressing, eating, toileting, or transferring. Because it is private and individualized, really it can be customized to suit your needs. And a home health aide is great for those who wish to age in place, which most senior citizens indicate that they do in fact wish. And in addition to providing assistance with those ADLs, of course, they provide companionship. Now, salaries and costs for home health aides vary widely. However, it's estimated that the median hourly salary for a home health aide is somewhere around $30. So that would land you at approximately $62,000 per year without insurance if you're looking for those 40 hours a week for all weeks of the year. Then there are Homemaker services. These types of services are designed to assist with those household chores, but not necessarily personal care. For example, it might include things like meal planning, grocery shopping, meal prep, transportation, light housekeeping, running errands, etc. Basically, Homemaker services are very similar to home health aide, except they're not going to include personal care and grooming. That's generally speaking outside of their scope. And because those services are outside of their scope, they do tend to be slightly less expensive than a home health aide. So you can expect that you'll pay a comparable rate, but definitely lower. Then there is adult day healthcare services. Now, because these are in a group environment, they are obviously much more cost effective. Now, the downside is that, of course, this is in a center, so therefore you're not going to be able to receive assistance in the home with things like housekeeping or meal prep at home. However, they will still provide a series of other services. For example, therapeutic exercises, brain stimulation, social activities, and of course help with personal care such as grooming and toileting. Facilities often include meals and snacks and even transportation from door to door. There are even centers for specific conditions such as Alzheimer's or dementia. Costs for these again can vary widely, but they're going to be significantly less expensive than a home health aide or Homemaker services. Generally speaking, you're looking under $100, usually between $80 to $90 for the full 8-hour day, leaving you somewhere between $400 to $500 a week on average. So it's likely you're looking at under $25,000 for the year for 40 hours a week. Now, although these centers may not be as convenient as in home help, they do provide companionship and socialization. Then there are assisted living facilities, which is really sort of the best of all worlds. Now, the only caveat here is that you're not technically aging in place because it's not the home that you had prior to this. However, it would still be your home, your apartment, and you get the benefits of in-home care in addition to the socialization aspect. Because very often assisted living facilities have pretty active social calendars with outings and transportations and events, and very often meals are included as well. Now, costs for these can vary widely, and unfortunately, it's very difficult to find out what the costs of these specific assisted living facilities are. Generally speaking, they want you to come take a tour, view a whole presentation before they're willing to give you more cost information, which is obviously not ideal and sort of a pain in the neck when you're trying to shop around and find the right place that makes you comfortable but is also within your budget. However, you can expect that costs are going to hover somewhere around $5,000 a month for an assisted living facility. That being said, if you do require more care, for example, you need to be in a memory center, or you just need more specialized, more focused, or even more medical care, then you move into more of a nursing home type of situation, and those costs are going to increase significantly, possibly almost double. So these costs are obviously significant, which is where long-term care insurance comes into play. Now, to apply for a long-term care policy, you of course need to fill out an application that's going to ask for your specific medical history, and you may even need to provide doctor's information or undergo an evaluation. There are a variety of policies to choose from with different financial benefits. Generally speaking, they'll provide a daily maximum for the amount of benefits that they're going to pay out, in addition to a lifetime maximum. And as you utilize your daily benefits, you're moving towards that lifetime maximum. Once you hit the lifetime maximum, then there are no more benefits provided. However, if the services that you're using are more expensive than your daily allowance, then you would have to pay the remainder out of pocket, sort of like a copay or coinsurance. Under most long-term care policies, you'll qualify for long-term care once you can no longer accomplish 2 of the ADLs, which are those activities of daily living. Once you've proven that you're unable to do at least 2 of the 6, you'll likely have to wait an elimination period as determined by the terms of your plan. This could be 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, and during this time you would need to pay for your care yourself. Some companies also allow for a shared policy between spouses, which means that if you've used up your benefits, you can draw from your spouse's pool instead. Now, the tricky part is figuring out how much it actually costs and if it's right for you. Now, just like everything else in this video, unfortunately, the costs vary widely, and that's because they take so many factors into consideration. When you apply, they're going to take into consideration your age, your gender, your location, because prices vary based on the healthcare services in your location, and they're going to take into consideration your general health. So if you are a younger, healthier person in an area where long-term care is less expensive, you'll probably have a lower monthly premium than an older person with poorer health in an area where long-term care is more expensive. But it's not just those factors that they take into consideration, because yes, those are the factors that are determining your premium, but your premium is also determined by the choices you make, as in whether you choose a plan with higher benefits or lower benefits. If you choose a plan that has a higher daily allowance and a higher lifetime maximum, then it's likely going to have a higher monthly premium versus a plan with a lower daily allowance and a lower lifetime maximum. Also, when you're older, not only is it more likely that the plan will be more expensive, it's more likely that you may not be able to purchase a plan at all. So the best time to start looking is when you're in your mid-50s to mid-60s. During this time, we highly recommend that you call a broker. That way you can look at all the different plans available and compare the premiums with the benefits offered. Now, in all honesty, based on the costs of these services and how common the need for long-term care is, yes, it's absolutely our recommendation that it's a good idea to have some type of plan in place. However, they can certainly be expensive. So it's a good idea to do your research in advance and figure out whether a long-term care policy is right for you, or if you're just going to set money aside for those potential expenses. And yes, even though these plans can be expensive, remember they can be tax deductible as well. So in addition to speaking with your broker, speak with your accountant. As always, if you have questions, you can reach us in the comments below or at the number on the screen. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. If you want to learn more about Medicare, make sure to check out our All About Medicare playlist. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.